Hey guys, it's Mew2king. I'm going to do a quick Bowser guide to get people started on learning the King of the Koopas. So I'm just going to go over each move and how useful I think they are in different situations. So I'm going to start with his jab. His jab is like a quick 1-2 punch, starts on frame 7. When you start it, you actually pull back a bit, so see where I am right now. See how I pulled back on like my chest and my face. You can avoid shield grabs if the shield grab is spaced. So it won't work at point blank, but you can like avoid a shield grab in a situation that you barely would have missed otherwise. It doesn't knock over at 0, but as you see, if you're a little bit above 0, you can knock over. Then you can run up to them and down smash to cover everything except tech away, or dash attack to cover everything except tech roll in, or jab 1 to get a hard punish into miss tech. You can do a bunch of stuff like that. Okay, so his next move is his tilts. So forward tilt and down tilt are both frame 10. And they both have armor. Well, I should mention, all his moves have armor up to, I think, 4%. This armor starts just before the hitbox comes out. So it's not that big a deal, but it's nice to know. It's good on really weak attacks. So if you're doing like, if there's like a multi-hit, like forward air, back air that does very little damage at first, you might see it useful in those situations. But forward tilt, down tilt, as I said, they both start on frame 10. You can angle to F tilt. These are also good on 2 framing. This lasts frame 10 to 14, and this lasts frame 10 to 17, but with a 3 frame gap in the middle. So sometimes they'll be in the gap and it's harder. This move is considered better for 2 framing because it's a stronger hitting move. So you get like a bigger punish for the same thing. But this could be really useful depending on the matchup too. Like this is useful I think against like Chroms up B because you can armor the move on like Chroms up B if they try to sweet spot the edge. You can hit them. You mix that with Fire Breath to get some edge guards. Down tilt I mainly only use at the edge. Like I'm never really using down tilt to be honest with you. Down tilt's literally just for 2 framing or for edge guarding. And F tilt can be useful in more situations, but it's mainly useful around the ledge and or for 2 framing. That's the most common situation you're going to use forward tilt. I also use it for like I do a boost F tilt if I think they're going to like tech roll away in certain situations. But yeah. So that's when I use those moves. Now you have up tilt. This move kills in low mid hundreds, and some people use it for juggling. Like you dash around the stage and you do up tilts. To be honest with you, I don't use it that much, but I should probably use it a bit more. It's some pretty decent kill power. It's pretty good for killing, and it can be good for juggling. Like if you don't want to go up and hit them with an aerial, if you think they're going to air dodge to the ground, you can do like one of these. Okay, so now for the smash attacks. Bowser is like, depending on the percent and whatnot, approximately the strongest F smash in the game, alongside like Incineroar. It's like Lynx is the strongest at like 0, but like if for practical killing, you could just say for most of the time for KOing, this is like among the best of the best. So see how he just explodes at 65? This move can kill like 50% middle of the stage, or even 40-50% middle of the stage. And at the edge of the stage, it can kill as early as like 20% on a mid-weight. So if you like break someone's shield and they're at 20 and you fully charge the smash attack, you can kill them as early as 20. So this move is very strong. It also has armor. All his smash attacks have armor. So his forward smash has armor just before it comes out, a little bit just before that moment, up to 10 damage. And his down smash and up smash have armor up to 8 damage. You can use F smash for hard reads. Usually, I usually use it for hard reads, or if you break someone's shield. So breaking someone's shield, obviously, that's a really good one. You can use down B to break shield. We'll go over that later. But if you like say, oh, the opponent always jumps off ledge right away, or always does like a certain option, and you're confident they're going to do a certain option, if you read it like this, you can kill them really early. Up smash. This move has invincibility starting I think on 14 and hits on 16. Like full shell invincibility. It has armor all around it at different parts of him and invincibility. So basically, as long as you start this move early enough, if somebody's above me coming down, so double try to full hop nair on me. Do it again. Double jump and nair. See, it just goes through the move. Full invincibility. This move is really strong. It's good in doubles if you get like a back throw. It's good if you're like you want to make a read if you think they're going to come down for an aerial and they land on you, or you predict where they're going to go. You can just beat their move every single time. So that's really useful for that. So up smash is definitely quite good. On the other end of the spectrum, if you think they're trying to drift to the left or right, and or they're trying to land with a multi-hit aerial, like a weak move, under 8 damage, for example, you run to where they land and you down smash. So I'll show how the damage is. Do a full hop nair like before, or weak nair. So that hit, but watch. As it gets staler, see? The move got stale. It did under 8%, and Bowser took the damage and still got the down smash. So that armor is useful for down smash. If you're trying to catch, let's say you think they're going to like try to air dodge left or right to land or drift away back area or whatever, this can work a good amount of the time. So that's pretty useful. So down smash, good for catching landings. Up smash, also good for catching landings alongside up tilt. I'll get to the aerials later. And F smash is good for hard reads or after you break their shield. Because these are some common uses for all these moves. Obviously, you're not limited to only that. Also, when you do the shell, it goes like up then down. There's like a hitbox there. This could be useful around the leads to cover a lot of options too. There's a lot of uses. You can just be creative with it. Okay, so he also has a pretty decent dash attack. It's just good for just like, you just want to win neutral real quick, you can do that. Or you're tech chasing and you think they're going to not tech roll in, anything but tech roll in, you can do that. He also moves around really fast. I should also mention that he runs faster. His dash is really good. He actually runs, watch my running speed. He runs pretty fast, right? But if you do dash over and over, you actually move even slightly faster. His dash is better than he has a good run, but he has a top tier dash. That can be useful. So you can just move around the stage and get within and out of threat windows fast. Get from point A to point B fast too. So that's just good. You basically just want to use it to win neutral, and then now you're at the advantage because they're above you and you have center stage. Okay, so now I'll do grabs. He has pretty decent grab range. I think it's an average grab speed. It's like frame 8. It's pretty standard. His forward throw and back throw, about the same thing. Forward throw, I'll do both so you can see. It's basically the same thing. Well, they should be the same thing. Did you not do that one, Domo? They should have around the same power anyway. Down throw does more damage, although I only find myself, to be honest, I see a lot of Bowsers do this for the damage. Personally, I think it's better to do the side throw and then take position, since they can't DI up and mix up with double jump, but that's like just an opinion. If you're fighting a character that's going to recover anyway, like Peach or something, you might want the roll damage. Also, at low percents, I don't think it works at here. Dude, try to get out of this. I don't think this will combo. Let me see. Oh, did that combo? That was like the highest percent that it can combo. Basically, anything from like 0 to that number, like let's just say 0 to 60, you can get like up throw combos. I didn't even know it worked that high. But so I'll show you what it works like at 0. So you could get up throw near at 0. So you can get a lot of damage. So you up throw, you hold X to buffer the first jump. So like I'm just gonna hold X, and I didn't mean to do that. Kind of like Inkling's up throw up air. You up throw and then hold X, and then see it buffers the first jump, and then you just press the double jump. You kind of time the double jump. You just press the hold the first one. It's the same thing as Inkling's up throw up air, and then you go for the nair, and from 0 you can get a lot of damage. If they're above 0, you want to do the up air. You can just look at their DI, you jump forward, and then either do that or do that based on their DI. That's what I usually do. I think Bowsers do forward air. I personally believe the frame 8 nair and the frame 9 up air could be better based on the situation. Nair is more at the super low percent, up air at the mid low percents. That's my personal opinion. So okay, so back to the throws. The up throw was the combo throw. Don't think it truly works here, but yeah, so he has some good throws. To talk more about grabs, he has a pretty good pivot grab too. I don't know if it works from here. See, that was like the maximum range grab you can get. It's not nearly as good as his pivot grab in Smash 4. His pivot grab in Smash 4 is completely broken. But I showed you that was like the last pixel of like the grab basically. So he still has a good pivot grab. You could still use that to catch landings or catch approaches. Not as good as last game, but still good. Dash grab, just self-explanatory. Just a decent dash grab. Okay, so here's some pretty good moves. Now to talk about the aerials. So I mentioned Nair. Starts on frame 8, hits a lot of times. Really good at low percentage. Also, you could do combos like this at like any percent. This can like combo starting from like 50%. Like I'll just show from 0. Yeah, it's not really as good as 0. See, like you could do forward airs, you can land on them, do a back air. You can combo at that basically almost any percent. Like you do landing there and just get a bunch of hits. It's kind of inconsistent because like you never know which hits are gonna hit them, but usually some hits gonna hit them and then they're just gonna pop up in an obvious angle, and you either do the forward air or the back air or whatever. That's usually what the Bowsers do. Like a lot of time they might do this, and then that if it hits you, and I've already mentioned the up throw there. Now we talk about forward air. Forward air is an overhead slash. Kind of reminds me of Wolf's forward air or Melee Sheik or Melee Marth's forward air. It starts overhead, kind of like what you see, the yellow spot right here. It's pretty much what you see. It's pretty much the exact yellow that you see. But it's interesting. It doesn't go as far forward as you'd think. See, that was like the edge of it. It doesn't go that far forward. But it does go behind him, so watch. Check this out. See how it went behind him? That could be useful if you think people are going to try to roll in on you. Like, it can cover that safely. This is also good for edge guarding. Like, when people are recovering, you can just do this. It covers pretty much all these angles, and it's strong enough that it's just going to kill you. Like, if you hit someone with this on the recovery, they're probably just dead. So this is really good for edge guarding, because you don't need the power of, like, a back air. You don't need the power of, like, a back air to kill. You just need to, like, hit them with something decent, and then they will just kill them. So yeah, this is a really good move, I think. And you can use this in conjunction with other mix-ups I'll explain later to mix up landing. Like, let's say, if I do this fair, yeah, they could shield it, and then they can, like, shield grab me, or up at a shield, or narrow to shield and stuff. But then if I mix that up with other things, it's like a guessing game. And since Bowser's heavy, that's good, because even if I'm only winning half the guessing games, I'm still getting more damage output, and with my weight factored in, that's good. So he's fine playing those games. Okay, so up air, as I mentioned, frame 9. It's pretty much invincible on the head, so you can literally just beat moves. Pretend you have like a sword that's just going to destroy the world. And it's just pretty strong. It's not nearly as strong as like in Melee, but it's 10 times better move than in Melee. It would kill from like starting in like low hundreds. So if you hit someone this, it would kill at low hundreds. Not OP, but definitely strong and useful. Back air. You can do it if you do it from short hop, it auto cancels. This could be useful, like if you're reading their jump. Sometimes you just see, like Leon or other Bowsers, they just do this. If you're at like 80%, and you can just kill. Obviously, as I said, the landing nair to the back air is usually the most common setup. But this could be useful just whenever you're reading a jump. Like you could be at the ledge. It can also just hit tall characters. Like it can hit. I guess you could say it can hit average size characters or tall characters from the ground as well. I don't use it that much. I should probably use it more. But yeah, this move is very strong. So I went over nair, up air, fair, back air, and then there's down air. This is down air. There's a landing hitbox, see, to push away. And see how I stop in the air? This can be like if people are trying to catch my landing, like they're trying to catch an air dodge landing, or just hit me out of the air, I can use this to change the timing. I evade them in the air by that little, see when I'm in the air, I do a little bounce up, that can evade, and then it's also like a different timing. So this is good as a mix-up. You don't want to spam it, but it's definitely useful as a mix-up, because it moves me in weird trajectories. It moves me up first, and then moves me really fast down, and then there's a hit on landing. If somebody blocks it, they can punish Bowser for free, though. Or if somebody dashes away, they can punish Bowser for free. So keep that in mind. So now his special attacks. I personally think Fire Breath is his best, or one of his best moves. This does a lot of damage, especially if you hit up close. Like if you hit right here, if you hit really close to Bowser, it can do a lot of damage, especially if they're dumb enough to hold in. It's really good on big body characters because they take a little bit more damage. The last, like, I don't know, 30% of the move or whatever, see, it does damage, but it doesn't do knockback. And it gets smaller over time, although you don't have to worry about that too much because usually you don't use it over and over. Because they can just, if they read your Fire Breath, they can just jump over you or just approach from the air and hit you for free. This is really useful for edge guarding, like side Bs and up Bs, depending on the move and the situation. But this can edge guard a lot of things, which is really useful to get some solid damage. Just get that free damage. This could be useful for ledge trapping, cover a lot of options. Just stand right behind their get-up attack range. Most characters' get-up attacks don't go far enough, and you can just cover a lot of options, get some safe damage. You don't have to do it every time they're on the ledge, but it could be useful depending on what you think they're gonna do. If you're not sure, you could start Fire Breath and just get some damage, and then go from there. Like, there's a lot of stuff you could do at the edge. Like, you could shield up B, you could shield grab, you can down B. There's a lot of stuff, but I'll explain that in a minute. Then we have Cooper Claw. This is a frame 6 move. It's really good depending on the stage. Like, if you land on a side platform, you can kill sooner. And obviously some side platforms are better at killing than others. Generally this kills around like 120, so it like varies. So I'll show the power right now. Well, I think Domo actually died that bad. But it may or may not kill around there, but generally, if you grab them with this move at like 120 and drift them to the ledge, they can die. Also, who has more, I call it tug of war power. If you watch the Summit thing, you know. Whoever has the lower percent has more control over it. So Domo, try to hold on stage, and I'm gonna hold off stage. So I'm gonna grab you and then react to it and hold on stage. All right, ready, go. You should have more tug of war power than me. Try again. All right, 3, 2, 1, go. I wonder why I'm moving further. Well, anyway, it's percentage based, so I'll just get Domo to like 100 just to show what I mean. All right, same situation. Now hold on stage, and we'll see what happens. All right, 3, 2, 1, now. See how I now drifted more? That was because I increased the damage of Wolf. The higher percent the enemy is, the more influence they have. So if we're both at 0, we basically go nowhere. And if one of us is at like 80%, everyone's at low percent, the one with less percent will have more control over it. So that's good to keep in mind. Also, Bowser always dies first. Although there are rare situations when Bowser will die the same frame as the opponent. In 9 out of 10 times, Bowser's going to die first. However, that could be good for like a stock trade if they're like not paying attention or whatever. Like that's still useful, especially if Bowser has a lead or wants to get a trade. It's mostly useful if Bowser has a lead, though. And it's kind of gimmicky. This is honestly better online because there's less time to react to it. In tournaments, it's kind of like more of a gimmick, but it's still good. Oh yeah, and a lot of Bowsers like to do this. They full hop and do landing side B. Because, you know, when somebody does a full hop, you instinctively think, oh, I have to block their aerial, right? You know, most people are thinking that. And then he just does fast fall landing side B. If you miss, there's all this lag though. So all you have to do, if you think Bowser's doing that, is spot dodge or roll away. And that negates that. But most people just shield and then get grabbed. And how early this kills varies a lot on this stage. Well, not a lot, but it's really good on like a high side platform with smaller blast zones, of course. So now we have Bowser's down B from the ground. This can hit. I'll show go on the ledge. So this can scoop off the ledge. This first hit always combos to the second hit. This can be useful for breaking shields, or if you're like really high up here and you just want to get to the ledge. Oh, I missed. If you're really high and you want to get to the ledge, it could be useful. If you want to just, if you're sure they're gonna block your aerial, if you've been doing aerials all game and you're like, oh, they like to block it, you can try to do that. So I'm gonna make my move unfresh, make my move fresh, so don't want to block. This breaks a shield if it's not staled. And then watch this. Try to live. Yeah, he's at 22%. He's dead. It actually doesn't kill like at 17, for example, but it'll easily kill at like 22 because of the way it scales. So basically, if you're at 20 plus, this will just kill you. So break the shield again. And then if you're at 0, you can do this. Live. See how it was like he was like 1% away from dying, and that was not even that was a slightly stale F smash. So basically, it kills around 20% on mid weights or mid light weights. And you can, as I mentioned, the fire breath. There's no hitbox at the end, so you could just when you break a shield, you like dash away once and then walk away a bit, and then you can get some consistent flame damage there. So I usually stay at a distance that's 1 dash into a baby walk, and then you fire down and then fire straight, something like that, depending on the character and whatnot. It's around that distance that you want. If you break their shield like 0, that could be useful. So Fire Breath, really good all around. It's good in many situations. This is great if people respect you of shielding. Oh yeah, Fire Breath's also safe on shield, I should mention. Here, try to shield Domo. See, he has to take some damage. And that was like a good situation. Like a lot of the time, if their shield's smaller, or like depending on the character, they might just get hit more often. They might not be able to shield all the hits and whatnot. Sometimes they can get away taking no damage or very little damage by shielding it and then shield DI and then rolling away. But a lot of the time that outcome doesn't happen. A lot of the time they don't know I'm gonna do landing Fire Breath and they get hit. Like this is basically a landing Fire Breath and landing Grab kind of like cover the same thing. Like they beat shields basically. So these are a mix-up I do only if I notice like, oh, this opponent always does this, but usually I don't do that until I'm really confident in a read. So as I mentioned before, this move is most useful for breaking shields. Like, there's very little other reason to use that move. Like, downer is just better, like easier to land in general, but this is good for if they keep shielding. He has a lot of his special moves are good if they keep shielding. Like, this is good on shields, this is good on shields, like, this is good. He has a lot of anti-shield tech. But if you never shield, then Bowser can just, like, be heavy and strong and just do his attacks. So he has a lot of good fighting tools and fighting mix-ups. And now does up B. Up B, alongside, this is frame 6, the side B, but up B is also frame 6. It's 1 frame slower than in melee, but obviously, like, better overall. This move is really good out of shield. So try to hit my shield with an aerial. I can do that. And you can beat that by like doing empty land, shield, like, or just delay aerial shield, but then I can just do this out of shield. Or like shield release side B like Leon does. Like it's a mix-up tree. Like there's a lot of there's ways to play around it, but then if I know you're playing around it, I can adapt to your adaptation and so on from there. So basically, just the fact that he has this in the first place, even if you try to mix up and land behind me, I'm still hitting you like this. So this move is really useful because Bowser's up here to shield being frame 6 alongside his like several ways to beat grabs and whatnot. It's just really useful. And of course, I don't have to even uppy. I can just shield grab you, or shield release this, or parry into this. I have a lot of stuff. It's really good. Now in the air, if you're really high up, you can kill with this. But usually that doesn't happen unless you're super high up, or if you're in like mid hundreds, mid low. I'd say like if you're at like 140, it will just kill. It depends where you are in the character and a lot of factors, but this can kill in the above 100% from really high up. There's some other things about this move on recovery. Like here's what happens if you mash up B. It seems like it doesn't go that high, right? But the way it works is kind of strange. So watch. I'm going to press up B and then wait like, I don't know, 1/3 of a second, and then I'll mash B. So I'll wait, and then I'll mash B. See how much higher I go? So up B, wait 1/3 of a second, and then mash B. I don't know the exact frame data on it. There's like another video someone else has on it. But you wait, don't mash up B from the beginning. Press up B, wait like, I don't know, 10, 20 frames or something, and then mash B. And see how you go higher. Yeah, I don't know the exact, as I said, I don't know the exact frame data on it. But if you mash B right away, you don't go as high. However, you go further. So if you're just trying to get left-right range, you want to mash up B. But if you're trying to get height, so let's say you go for Edgeguard, up B, wait like 1/4 second, and then mash B. That's something important for Bowser. Because otherwise you won't be able to do like, if I do this, and then I mash up B, see, I don't make it. I probably did that bad, but... And now I'll try to do this, now I'll do it with the up B, and then wait, and then mash B. See? You can easily make it. It's a bad example, because I did it wrong the first time, but it doesn't matter. The point is, you go quite a bit higher by doing that. If you also want to go really low, press up B, and then press B quickly one more time. So up BB. And you do that. So he just has a few mix-ups, and then he doesn't, like, he could jump, and then fast fall, and then do that, and then mash B. Like, he has more mix-ups than you'd think. Unlike Donkey Kong, who just has to up B, and he doesn't really get a mix-up tree, Bowser actually has mix-ups. Some matchups he's screwed. Like, if you're fighting, like, a really good counter, like a Lucina counter, or just there's a lot of characters he can't really recover against, or just like a Joker Arson counter, like a lot of things he's just screwed. But against a lot of characters, he has some good mix-ups. So that's important to note. So, let me think. I went over jab, all the smashes, dash attack, up B, 5 breaths, all around useful. He has a lot of anti-shield tech. He's the heaviest character in the game, good running speed. He basically wants to be in your face a lot. It's matchup based though. Like let's say you're fighting Chrom or Roy, the stage doesn't matter that much, right? Because they're going to come to you anyway. But if you're fighting like a super campy character that's just want to run away from you the whole game, like if you're fighting a Rob or Almar or someone who wants to run away, you obviously don't want to pick a bigger stage. The stage he's good on is like he wants to be in your face, but it also depends on the matchup. Like, if you're in Lucina's face, then, like, she's just going to get you off stage and edge guard you. But if you're fighting a projectile user, you obviously want smaller stage. I'm actually not quite sure what his better stages are. I think it's kind of matchup based. But I think he's pretty good up close overall. I think that's everything. He has this little taunts. Overall, I think at optimal level play, I actually think he's mid-tier. But for right now, I'd say he's high-tier because people suck at a matchup. But I feel like a lot of the reason he's high-tier right now is because people are really bad at abusing his flaws. Like, they don't combo game on him is not optimized and whatnot. But overall, let's just say mid-high tier for now. Oh yeah, he has a crawl, but this is mainly a troll move. Like you don't use this in a fight. Alright, and that's my Bowser Guide. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe and hit the bell. And yep. Alright, bye.